welcome to another episode of Just Us Dads. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Dadversation. So happy that you're here. Chris, like always, is here, and Rocky Balboa.
I'm trying to find an angle that hides it best. I think I found this is the one.
George, whatever.
I work in dusty environments, and sometimes I work in very dusty environments, and I got an eye infection.
You should wear those goggles, man, or those glasses,
goggles, sure. I wasn't wearing goggles.
It looks better than it looked yesterday.
Yeah, the picture you sent us yesterday was kind of horrible.
It was lumpy. It was hanging. It was a little bit of a hang. Some hang there. Yeah, this is actually better. As bad as it looks.
Are you doing anything? Are you putting cream or any drops or anything like that? Yeah?
Gel.
Yeah, that's fine.
$26 for a fucking thing about this guy.
From the picture you sent yesterday, though, it's a huge improvement. So I'm guessing
it is.
You'd be fine.
I would have paid $52.
Yeah. Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Good.
What did I want to say? Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard the government announced that they're opening up all the vaccination by mid-May from 18 and above. I think it was the 12th May or something like that.
It was about time.
It was about time. You, Chris, you've done it because you're part of a pilot project at school.
Yeah.
I was convinced that by summertime we'd still be somewhere like in the 50-year-olds. And I was kind of hoping that we would have reached kind of herd immunity so that I wouldn't have to do it. Not that I'm an anti-vaxxer. It's just that, I don't know, man. You're hearing all these stories and shit. I don't want to put things in my body, but
everything is risk, man. Everything is risk.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're just gonna end up doing it and getting over with it. I was hoping that, by summertime, because there was an analysis that I read that I think there was a doctor that was saying that if we continue at this pace by the end of summer, we'll have reached around 60% of the people vaccinated, and that we'll be very close to having achieved herd immunity. So I was thinking, perfect. I won't do it.
60% is high. I don't think we're going to reach there.
Well, we're already over close to 35, I think, 34, 35%.
Really?
Of the population. Yeah. We're doing quite well, actually. We were late. We were waiting for Trudeau to figure out the purchasing, and then once we got it, it's been going okay. But you have all these stories, man. You had that other woman that died from a thrombosis there from AstraZeneca, and I hope it doesn't slow down the pace at all. But you got the Pfizer one, Chris, right? Yeah. And did you feel any like wheeziness or anything like that? Like
no, just a little pain.
And Alex?
Same thing, same side effect.
Yeah.
We are the test subjects, though. I think we are.
Yeah. No, for sure. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm going to do it.
The first person was a 90-year-old woman in England.
Just don't just don't post it on Facebook like all proud. Just don't do that shit.
Yeah, the selfie.
Yeah, the selfie with I got my vaccine done. That's weird.
I don't mind that much that people do that, because it kind of raises awareness, and you have all these big popular people that are doing it, and people look like they look up to these individuals. Like all these quote unquote influencers and people that they follow on social media. And for something like this, I really don't mind. Like, okay, take a picture. You're doing the vaccine, and maybe you're gonna influence, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 people, 100 people to do it because you did it. I mean, there's people like that,
Yeah. Okay, don't do it, George.
I won't do it. I don't do it. Whatever.
You might lose a friend in Chris.
No, you're not gonna lose a friend. It's just I find that an extremely weird thing to do.
Considering what people promote or make public, it's nothing.
You're right. It's true.
I'm just focusing on your eye, bro.
My eye, without me even trying, is focusing on you.
Oh my god!
It's sticking out like a little diving board.
Oh, guys! By the way, I want to ask you: have you guys seen Tenet, the movie Tenet? That's the new Christopher Nolan movie.
Who's in that?
Not anyone known. It's like really a bunch of unknowns. Wow. Like I don't even know how to describe it to you. It's all over the
But
place.
it's a good wow or a bad wow?
It's a good wow because like just to think of that kind of concept and that kind of story.
I don't know. Hold on. Because you told me once upon a time you liked Minority Report. And I haven't listened to your movie suggestions ever since.
Minority Report was a good movie.
There you go. That's why I don't like your movie suggestions.
You didn't like Minority Report was good. Like the whole concept.
You're just more solidifying my point.
I stopped listening to George's movies when I asked him one day, what did you think of Once Upon a Time? Was it Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
Yeah.
And he looked at me all serious as if I told him to analyze like a book. He's like, I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Yeah, I should have stopped listening to George when he said he liked Bad Boys too.
I never told you. I never told you that. But mind you, it was me.
I always blamed you, so
I never know. But it's Christopher Nolan. So first of all, you can't go wrong. The guy's he's a freaking genius. But it's so complicated, man. It's like you lose track so quickly. Like you guys have seen Inception?
Yeah. I had to watch it. I had to watch it a few times.
Yeah. So picture, imagine Inception times like 100. It's like that.
I can't watch it. I can watch it several hundred times.
God, man. Oh, like very. I'm gonna try and tell you what it's about with hoping that I'm really not wrong.
Before I bother, you're gonna tell me how long it is.
It's not that long. It's a normal movie. I think it's around 2 hours, maybe less than 2 hours, somewhere there.
Okay.
Wait, is there a spoiler alert coming?
No, there's no spoiler alert. I mean, everyone.
No, for people that want to watch it. Yeah.
No, but I don't know. I didn't read the description of the movie, but I that this is what's going on. Basically, there's this technology that has been invented. The guy, the main character, is a spy, right? He works for the CIA, and he's sent on a mission to find out, the people behind this technology, and this technology that they've invented that inverts things. So, for example, and this is all like imagine like instead of shooting a bullet, like time goes backwards, so like the bullet comes back into the gun kind of thing, right? So it's like this concept with time, and like there's time. I don't know if it's not really time travel, but it's like because everything is inverted, like you have like a future you that can come back. Like it's complex like this, right? So there's like these scenes where you have people that have inverted themselves. They have gone through that process of inverting themselves. So it's like there's this fighting scene with guns and like they're like different armies or whatever it is, and there's one group going in and it's normal, and then another group that are like the inverted group, and it's like they see things happening kind of inverted, like you see like birds flying backward, like as if you're rewinding kind of thing, right? But they're going through that like normal, like you're walking through, but you're seeing things going like backward. Like it's weird. Like it's really amazing how he actually managed to do that. But it's
I don't know if you're trying to get me to watch the movie or trying to like motivate.
No, I was wondering if you've seen it, because it's like as a movie, it's good. Like the concept is good, the idea is good. Like I don't even know how you even think of doing something like that.
What is it called again?
Tenet. Yeah.
Tenet or Tenant?
No, Tenet. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. So just curious.
There's a new Guy Ritchie movie coming out too.
Guy Ritchie, I like.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. What about Aladdin?
Guy Ritchie did Aladdin?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. You haven't seen it?
No, I think I stopped at Revolver.
Have I seen Revolver? Can't remember.
Is that the one with Will
Aladdin?
Smith?
Revolver or Aladdin? Aladdin, yeah. It's with Will Smith. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's Aladdin. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Movie advice from George.
You're not going in expecting.
It's a great assault summer.
Like it's not Snatch here. You know what I mean? It's Aladdin. You know what the story is.
No. The other one is more. It's more close to his typical thing. It's with Jason Statham too.
Revolver. The last one I saw that he did was the one of the gentlemen, whatever it was called. What's it called?
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like Guy Ritchie. I like. Yeah. Always liked him. He's close to Tarantino.
I can only open the eye.
Not with the violence, with the way he sets the story.
Look how I can't open the eye all the way.
Are you forcing now to open your eye?
Trying as hard as I can.
And that's it's not that close though. It's not that bad. Like if it weren't red, I don't think we'd notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's get to our topic today. Chris, what are you bringing us?
Nothing. What am I bringing you?
I'm not gonna bring it until it comes over.
We wanted today to talk about self-esteem in our kids, how to help them build it, and kind of how to guide them to not have bad self-esteem, I guess, right? And what's the opposite of good self-esteem? Bad self-esteem?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys do for that? I know kind of what to do. I've read a lot on it, but it's one of those where you try to control a little bit of it, and then you realize you can't control any of it, and then you just try not to screw it up. I think self-esteem is like, don't try and screw it up. I don't think you could build it. You just can't fuck it up,
Oh, well, there's definitely things that you can do. Like, I mean, obviously encouraging your kid is one way, right? Problem is that where's that? Like, I feel like that line is so fine. Where is that if you keep like telling your kid, okay, go do this, and just the whole positivity effect. You don't want your kid to kind of drift off thinking that I can do everything I want, right? I mean, like, where do you set the limits of, okay, I can't, I gotta put my foot down here, kind of, you know what I mean? That to me is where it gets complicated. I mean, look, it in my opinion, it also has to do a lot with the parents as well, right? I mean, and we've said this on other episodes as well. I mean, the kids are going to look at you and get their examples from you, the way that you behave and what you do and all that stuff. So if they see that their parents are active and they're out there and they're doing things and they're always taking on challenges, eventually, hopefully, I think that will spill over into the kids. One way I see it. Second way is obviously, like I said before, to continuously encourage your kids to just do whatever they think of doing. Obviously, not anything dangerous, right? I mean, okay, Dad, I'm going to go jump off the balcony, kind of thing, right? But anything they want to do. Like the other day, we bought a carpet, and it came with that that big cylindrical carton thing in the middle. It was rolled around it. So we opened the carpet, and Emma wanted to keep that. It's just a long cylinder thing, made out of thick carton,
paper tube.
Yeah, a paper tube, whatever you call it. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna throw it away. She's like, no, I want it. I'm like, what are you gonna do with it? She goes, this is a horsey, Dad. I'm like, what? So she got on it like it was a horse, and she was riding and I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. But at the same time, I thought to myself, okay, just whatever. She's 6 years old, She thinks it's a horse. Well, let her think it's a horse. I don't mind, So stuff like that.
I don't think she actually thought it was a horse.
Of course not, man. But in her imagination, she's like, I'm riding a horse. Like, imagine if I were like, what are you doing? Get off that thing. It's not a horse. Throw it in the garbage. It's a piece of paper.
That's what my wife would say.
Yeah. Like, I mean, but you don't think that would have an effect on? Like,
no, okay. Not at all.
It's a difficult one, George, man. It's
the thing is, if they're always keeping garbage because they're pretending it's something else, then you get sick of garbage. Eventually, just throw it out.
I think I think we have the self-esteem thing wrong, because I think we think it is. I think what we think it is, it's not what it is. So if you just tell your kids, like you're saying, if you just encourage them to do things, they don't necessarily build good self-esteem, right? Or high self-esteem, because self-esteem is the way you see yourself. So how does your kid see itself? Yeah. So it's not by giving them compliments or them succeeding. No. I think that's what the literature says. That's not how you get high self-esteem. You get high self-esteem when your kids are able to see themselves go through challenges. So if you go towards your problem to solve your problem, your self-esteem goes up. If you run away from your problem, your self-esteem goes down. So, well, I don't want to talk about meritocracy, but a kid knows when he deserves it. So when he knows he's accomplished something because he's deserved it, the self-esteem goes up. If he's just encouraged, right? This is the participation medals. Sorry, the participation medals. You know, you just give a medal and somebody hasn't deserved it. The self-esteem takes a hit because deep inside the kid knows he hasn't worked for it. So if you do too much encouraging without the challenge, you get like coddled, spoiled, entitled kids. But if you give them the challenge, so the challenge is right. I believe that that's how you do it. And the best way, I think, to build the self-esteem is you have to give them a challenge, right? You have to hope they fail. And I don't mean rooting for failure. I mean, you hope they fail because learning happens when you fail. It doesn't happen when you succeed too easily, right? Yeah. That's how you get the lessons. And every mistake you've made, you've kind of learned. You've learned the lesson from the mistake. So the painful lessons are the mistake lessons. So you hope he fails. You still encourage. You could do it. And then what you do is you let him do it again. Right?
Right.
So you set a little task. You hope he fails. He comes to you. He asks questions. You teach what the lesson is. And then it's like, go do it again. Now, when you do it, you go back and you do it. You've learned the lesson. You've accomplished something. Now self-esteem goes up. So I'm simplifying it in terms, but that's how you really get the self-esteem. You don't get it by just saying, oh, you're amazing. You know, I see it a lot in parks. Oh my God. Like I was at a birthday party and all the parents were like that. It's like, oh, you're amazing. People were just passing by. The kids were on swings. Oh my God, you're amazing. Good job. Great.
But that's what I was saying. Like
that does not build high self-esteem.
Yeah. But
that's what for sure. You know,
the very fine line that you don't want to cross, where, like you said, your kids are going to become entitled and selfish, and they're going to think that whatever they do, there's a sense of entitlement that follows along. So. I mean, I don't know. And like you're saying, you went to that birthday party and all the parents are like, okay, good job. Like, are they overdoing it? Do they not know?
The moment somebody tells them they're not good at something, there's going to be no self-esteem.
What?
The moment somebody tells them that they're not good at something, their self-esteem is going to tank.
No, you don't tell them they're no good.
Not you. I'm saying the moment somebody else does, their self-esteem is going to tank. So you've done them a disservice, man.
You've done them a disservice by telling them just great for doing nothing. Great for existing, right?
I heard it tell them nothing when there's nothing.
Because I heard it a few times, and in my mind, I was like, okay, what does that mean? And literally, what it meant was, good job for being on the swing. Good job for being quiet. Good job for holding that stick right. Good job for
not punching him in the face.
And it's weird. It's weird because it's like we think we're doing the right thing, but we're doing the exact opposite thing. Yeah. And you know what? That's what happens when you're an adult. When you're an adult, your high self-esteem comes from you knowing that you can handle things. It's not necessarily from accomplishing. It's from seeing yourself.
Introduce them with with difficulty, little problems, and increase the difficulty slowly.
Yeah, because your kids' problems, they're what? They're a level 0.5 now. And everyone knows adult problems are like level 5, maybe 6 or 10. So if you haven't learned how to tackle the 0.5 problem and the 1 problem, well, what do you do at level 8? You either like just don't deal with it, you run away from it, or you expect other people to deal with it for you. So I think it's the same thing. It translates. But we are it's self-esteem. And the other thing that we don't talk about is self-esteem comes from competence too. Confidence, sorry. Self-esteem comes from confidence, right? You need the confidence. But how do you get confidence? You get confidence from competence and encouragement, but also some kind of competence. You can't just be confident being shit. People see that. People see through that. It's like, what is he talking about? You know? It's a tough one. That's what I'm saying. It's delusion. Yeah. So it's a tough one because there's no ways of doing it right. You just make sure you don't do it wrong.
So like what age do you have to start thinking about these things, about how you behave and how you react and what you have to say and what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing to say? Like, I mean, look, my youngest is 2. She's almost 3. So I honestly think that we're still in that cute zone. It's like, okay, yeah, she's cute. She's all gaga still.
The younger, the better. I forget who the psychologist is, George, because I want to give him credit, but I forget his name. If we think about it, we'll add him later. But he says that the most important job as a parent is you got to love your kid. You love your kid no matter what, even if. That's number one. That's what you could control. Everything else you can control. And as long as you do that, don't worry about the rest. But loving your kid no matter what, not even if, does not mean encouraging him to do silly things or giving him medals when they haven't won, or
not reprimanding them,
or not reprimanding them when they've done something wrong.
Right.
So it's two different. A lot of people think that it's just because I love him so much, I always have to be happy and I always have to make him feel good. It doesn't work like that. That's not love. There's a darker side to love. There's a painful side to love. And that's what the psychologist says. It's like, give them the little challenges, be real with them, but love them. And you learn more when you fail than if you just don't try.
It reassures them.
The best way not to do anything is not try. You'll never risk anything. You'll never learn anything, but you'll never fail.
How do you react? And I'm sure that you guys have probably gone through this, because that's the phase that I'm in right now, where it's, and mostly with my eldest. So she's going to try to draw something and it doesn't go her way. And it's like frustration, like, I don't want to draw anymore kind of thing. Right. And it's like, what the hell just happened? Like you were just drawing. Oh my God. And it doesn't happen always, but I'm just saying, like, there's little instances like that where the frustration kind of takes over, and I get that.
She's probably trying to imitate somebody else that she's letting.
I don't know if she's imitating. I just think that she's so focused in what she's doing, and she wants to do it like a certain way, or to obtain a certain result, whether it's drawing, whether it's cutting, sticking, whatever, doing arts and crafts.
No, but what are you asking? You want to know how to handle it?
How do you react to it? Like, it's like, I'm like, okay, relax. You're trying to tell us, like, okay, we're just drawing. Come, we'll do another one. No, I don't want to do another one. And I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, that is just, she ends up in tears, right? And then you're comforting.
Not always. No, not tears. Okay. I think she's so like,
she's a bit of a perfectionist
on what she's doing. She knows, like, okay, I need to draw this, or I need to do that, or I need to fix this, or whatever she's doing, right? And she's so like dedicated to what she's doing that if it doesn't work out the way she wants to, and it doesn't happen always, but I'm starting to notice now more and more, right? Where it's like, I can't even think of an example. I think the drawing, because it happened recently. It's just this weird little phase.
It's because she doesn't like it.
Yeah, she doesn't like it, or it doesn't turn out her way, or she can't do it.
Yeah. It's normal stuff, I guess. It's like, this is kids being frustrated. You're on mute, George.
Yeah, she's disappointed with her result.
Yeah,
she's being hard on herself. She set her expectations too high from the get-go. She probably said in her mind, "Ooh, I think I could try. If I do it this way, it'll come out this way." And she was disappointed that she didn't.
Well, you're never going to tell her it's ugly, right?
Well, you can.
That's a tough one. Guys, I have a trick.
You just tell her to transform it to something else.
No, but I'm like,
or you rip it up and you tell her to start over. Violently.
That's the perfect thing to increase your self-esteem. This sucks. Try it again.
Tearing it, then you eat it. You chew it.
No, thankfully she draws pretty well. Actually, she's pretty good. Like, no offense, Chris, but she's not like your son was.
Oh, my son is bad. He knows he's bad. But you see, we're at that stage where it's like we have the conversation where it's like, yeah, I'm bad at drawing. It's fine. But that's that you got to get to that. See, with my daughter, I'm not there yet. With my daughter, it's still tricks, but she's pretty good, actually. She's very good. She's way better than Erasmo when it comes to drawing, right? Yeah. But I have a trick. I want to share the trick for parents. If it's nice, you say it's nice. I believe in the truth. I think the truth is the right thing, and I think the truth in this kind of generation parenting, and we lost it. We've destroyed the word. Anyway,
we're way too soft.
It's like we don't like the truth because the truth hurts sometimes. But anyway, so if it's nice, It's like, it's nice. You tell her it's nice. If it's not nice, you don't tell her it's not nice, but you tell her, hey, why did you draw that? What motivated you to draw this? What were you trying to do? Explain. And then she'll get into the explaining. So you never have to lie. And she feels good about saying what her inspiration was.
But what if she tells you this is a squirrel and it's nothing? It's just like a...
Well, you can say it's not really a squirrel. It doesn't really look like a squirrel. Does it? You ask the question back. Does it? Does it have...
Here, let me show you how to draw a squirrel. Here, let's do it together, kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say more like, so what's your squirrel doing? I wouldn't say if it did or if it didn't look like a squirrel.
Yeah, what's your squirrel doing?
I'm more interested in what's the mind thinking of.
You never answered me, George Panusse. You never answered me the text when I asked if you told him about the snowman.
So wait,
I told them what, that they were tiny.
Hold on, a little back.
That was the next. Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. That was 2 days later. The sun had melted them. They didn't look like that.
Oh, good. All right.
Well, what do you think? They woke up in the morning and there was just enough snow on the grass for that?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
No, man, it would have been all grass and mud, man.
And that's why I said, did you lie to them?
They were standing there for a couple of days, those snowmen.
Got it.
Well, because it only snowed like for 1 day, man. What are you talking
That's
about?
the day. Yeah,
the backstory is this: that like I think last week or a week and a half ago, like suddenly there was like snow out of nowhere. We got about a day of snow, and George sends us a picture the next day with his 2 sons waiting to go to school, with like the.
No, but they're standing in plush green grass, and there's 2 mini snowmen standing next to them.
Exactly.
I think there wasn't enough snow to complete the job. I think that's what it is. And no carrots.
They melted out in the sun.
Yeah. It's like they had to squeeze it to the very end.
Yeah.
There's snow. Let's get that last snow.
They were so excited to put on their snow pants and their boots again. I was getting annoyed.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done with the snow, guys. I'm done with it.
Because the snow's done with you, though.
Yeah, well, maybe not, but I'm just done with it. I don't want to see it anymore.
We've had a snowstorm in May, but anyway. Let's go back to our.
We've had. It's true.
It's funny that you mentioned that because just a couple hours ago, I was driving with Joanna and we're pulling up. I can't remember where it was, like a parking lot, and just randomly, I thought, oh man, I don't want another winter. I was already thinking of like November and December, like it's not even normal anymore. Like that's what I was thinking about, man. Like summer is just around the corner. Instead of thinking, "Whoo, yeah, let's go. Let's relax. We got the pool going. We're gonna enjoy the summer. Hopefully." I was thinking, "Oh, I don't want another winter." I was thinking December, man.
You're a positive kind of guy.
Yeah, I can't. But like,
I hate it probably more than you. So I feel you.
I can't.
I feel you. That's what we have to find a way to retire and not have to cope with it anymore. Become snowbirds.
So back to the drawing, because it's funny now because we're talking a little bit. Not talking. I'm looking now. I'm noticing the little one because she's starting to kind of draw more, and she thinks she's writing, and she's looking a lot what the older one is doing. So we're doing letters, the alphabet. She's starting to read a little bit. So she's kind of curious. She's all over the place. And the other day she goes to me, okay, let's draw a cat, So for me, the cat is very simple. I draw a little circle and then a bigger circle under. I make 2 pointy ears, like 4 little lines, little whiskers. It looks like a cat. Like I'm not going to overcomplicate things. The old one, when I did that, is the exact same thing. She got it right away. Like small circle, big circle under. This one here, guys. First of all, they're not even circles.
They're triangles.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like one circle.
It looks like geography. It looks like a country.
It's like I go make a small circle. It's like the biggest thing you can imagine. I'm like, okay, let's make another circle under it, and it's a small one. I'm like, what is that? Like, look at what I'm doing. Why aren't you doing the same thing? So I'm curious to see how she developed as an artist. I don't know. Yeah, but she's happy. She's like, oh look, I drew a cat. I'm like, oh cat, no, that's no cat. This is lines everywhere.
It looks like the cat drew a cat.
But she's a lefty too. Yeah, lefties.
Those weirdos.
Weirdos.
Both my nephews are lefties.
Yeah. Oh man, do you think it's true about the intelligence thing?
One of them is a genius.
They say that lefties are smarter. They're more intelligent people because they use their brain differently.
I don't know.
Or something like
Maybe.
Got another level of complexity.
I don't know. I don't know. Like most of the U.S. presidents, I think, were left-handed. I don't know if that has anything to do with
That's a
it, but
strange stat.
isn't it?
I never heard that. That's a
Yeah.
strange stat. I'm gonna look into that.
Was
Hope I'm not wrong.
Barack Obama left-handed?
Yeah. Clinton, I think Clinton was left-handed.
How about Biden?
I don't think he knows what he is. What hand do I use again? No. Back to self-esteem. Chris, your kids are obviously older, man. Yeah, well, one.
I test different things.
Yeah.
Like it's what Chris said at the beginning. When you try not to harm what's there.
Yeah, I think that's the most important. Like, don't discourage just to discourage.
Even if you don't encourage, you're not harming.
Bravo. As long as you don't discourage. But if you encourage and you shouldn't encourage, that's also bad.
Yeah.
You can't encourage. You can't
somebody
encourage
else,
for the sake
somebody
of
else will harm it. Somebody else will harm it later.
Say that again. If you encourage, what's bad?
No, I'm saying
don't encourage just for the hell of it. It has to be merited. Otherwise, they become delusional, and then somebody in society hurts them instead.
Yeah, you got to encourage when you have to encourage, but you don't just encourage for the sake of encouraging. Encouragement just like that, with no backup, no foundation, is meaningless. You know. And it's trying not to hurt. I think it's trying not to hurt the spirit.
Yeah.
Like when you see somebody is motivated, don't discourage them. That's when
if
it's
you see
important.
them excited about an idea they had, even though it's not a great idea.
That's right. Exactly.
Don't tell them to shut the fuck up.
And let them feel
let them exactly explore their idea. Let them talk about it, and if it's a bad idea, they'll come to that conclusion too.
George, your kids are older. Are you there? Are you kind of at that place right now?
Which one?
With the encouragement and you always have to be thinking.
They lose interest fast.
The
thing is, with kids, they lose interest fast. So you have to encourage to at least give it a fair shot, because you have to help them find something to love, something they find exciting, something they find.
Well, that's an interesting point, because, like, if they lose interest, like, do you see that as
I'm going to tell you about losing interest. A lot of the times, parents lose interest faster, and that's why the kid doesn't get a second try at it.
Yeah, like, you mean parents should be more pushy, for example?
Not pushy, but say, hey, before you walk away, there's an angle you haven't looked at. There's a part of this that's actually fun. You just haven't gotten it. When you get there, it's much more fun. This is why.
Right.
And you have to try to motivate them to get a second look, to get a second try. Otherwise, they're going to just drop everything because it's not stimulating off the bat.
Because if it's a matter of interest, all right, like if your kid, for example, starts playing the piano, and then a couple months later you're like, if I don't feel like it.
You know what? He has been, and we have a piano at home.
Yeah.
But he does it with his music teacher, who he respects, and he accepts her knowledge and the way she transfers it to him. And he comes home and while he's playing a song, he's reading out the notes to him. He's saying the notes that he learned in class, and that's how he remembers a song.
But like from your
notes in his head. Now, he doesn't do anything really good. And if I ever tried to teach him anything on the piano, he didn't want it coming from me. I don't understand why. But when he gets it from his teacher,
that's normal.
But when he gets it from his teacher, he loves it, and he's so excited to come show us what he's got.
It's gonna come later, that man.
But I'm not expecting him to love piano and throw him into lessons.
But what I was trying to get to is, let's say, for example, it's just a question of interest, right? It's like, okay, he's playing piano, but then it's just a matter of losing interest. How do you, as a parent, know if it's just like how do you step into, specifically what we're talking about, self-esteem? It's like, okay, I don't want him to be discouraged. I want him to be aware that he can do it, that he can be good at it, or. Because, I mean, we've all seen our kids lose interest, and it's like, oh, okay, she's going to come back to it.
I dealt with this with martial arts, because Alex started really young. He was 3 and almost 3.5, and he did it for 3 years before the pandemic.
Right.
In the beginning, it was so hard. Again, I had to maintain the momentum because he just it was structured. He had to keep his mouth shut. He had to wait in line. He had to wait his turn. So I had to motivate him by what he does well. You know, I would show him the videos of what he did, and then he wanted to go. He was ready before we were. You know, and then the pandemic hit, and now he doesn't want to go back because he lost that momentum. So I've tried to always bring it back. Okay, let's do those exercises. Look at that. Oh, look at your abs. Look at your abs. They're showing. You know, things like that. He starts again. He wants to do it again. I catch him doing things by himself, but again, he loses it. He needs that. The environment is missing. But I mean, if I don't push a little bit, he loses 3 years. 3 years of what he did is gonna just disappear. It's like it never happened.
Right.
You know, there's so many habits that he had, so many things. So I have to be careful not to let him slide away too much because he's gonna lose. Because I mean, he really identified with it. He was so proud to show people what he could do and this and that, and it helped his self-esteem. And now, if he has nothing to show, he's gonna feel less, right?
Like, do you think at some point, like, if you don't step in, they become much more accustomed to giving up as if it's like a normal thing? It's like, whatever.
Because everything's a game, so they just need a time filler, bro. So if you're not there to push them, they're watching TV. That's all they want to do. Because everything is just a time filler.
My little one watches TV. Oh, she watches way too much TV.
I mean, who uses the remote? You or her?
They take it now. It's like they know. I don't know, man. They're born with this knowledge now. I don't even know how.
He's like, "Where's that remote?" She's like, "I got my own."
She watches the old one do it. She knows which button turns things on, but the TV, she's still confused. She doesn't know how to go through the menus and all that stuff. But my wife's cell phone, she knows exactly what YouTube thing looks like. She grabs it. She knows, you know, like if you swipe kind of half up, the little like little channels come up. And
the TV is dangerous because at least with when you're doing an activity, there's a skill. When you're developing a skill and you're getting better at it, it helps your self-esteem. You know, when the TV you just sit there like a mushroom.
Yeah. You're
not really developing any skills, man.
The good thing about them is that, like, look, I've seen kids that can stay in front of the TV literally all day.
That was us.
I mean, they're there even whether they're in our bedroom or if they're looking on YouTube or, you know, whatever on our phones. Time. It doesn't last that long, man. I don't know if they get bored of it. Like, it's gonna last maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, and then they're just gonna ignore it. The TV's still playing. They leave. They go play with dolls or whatever. Then they remember the TV's still on. They go back. Like, there's always this back and forth thing. Like, they're never gonna just sit in front like a vegetable and just watch TV like for hours upon hours. You know.
If I let them, mine will.
Yeah. Eh?
If I let them, yeah. If I let them,
they won't move a muscle. Fuck.
We have designated TV time here because otherwise it would just, if it stayed on all day, they'd be watching all day. Like.
We've made TV almost non-existent during the week. So like Emma knows that Friday when school is over, she knows that at night it's movie night kind of thing. So Friday night, Saturday night, we watch movies. During the week, the TV's closed. They very rarely watch TV at night. Like, they're in bed by like 7:30, 7:45. They're already in bed. I'm still surprised that we've succeeded at that. Honestly, I never thought we'd get there, but we did, and I'm happy about that. But mind you, all day in the kitchen, the TV is on Treehouse TV always. But they're not like watching it. It's just playing there, and they don't care. They don't even know that it's on, but they need it on though. And the background music and the theme songs that need to be playing, but it's not like they're sitting watching it. So it's the strangest thing because you change it. Like often I'll just put the news on, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "You're not even watching, man."
They want the ambiance.
Yeah, they need it there.
Yeah, it's okay that if they're not obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but the little one,
do they like doing things like you were saying?
The little one, I'm a little afraid. Like I'm seeing this trend that I'm not really liking. She's like, "Oh yeah, my the phone, not the phone." I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, she wants to play on the phone.
She wants YouTube, dude. She's on YouTube. She watches all these little videos with toys. And,
yeah, like Maria, she does the same thing. It's hard to stop them.
Yeah.
You have to take it over because then it becomes grandmother. Then it becomes
it's easier not to start.
It is easier not to start. Like they don't know what it is. But like I told you, I think they're born with the knowledge.
I will tell you, they've never asked me for my phone, and they always ask my wife for her phone. Me too. They've never asked me for my phone once, and they know they'll never get it.
Exactly. Me too. They know. They never come to me. Like they've never watched anything on my phone ever.
No.
Never. My
So
wife.
Now, do your girls do anything athletic? That helps with self-esteem too when they accomplish little physical tasks, climbing stuff, and
look, they're very active to begin with. I mean, they're always at the park.
Like when Emma beats the shit out of Eliana, one day she'll be proud of herself, you know.
Yeah, no, they don't. I mean, they fight with toys and stuff. Like there's a lot of shouting sometimes and stuff like that. But it's like it never lasted long. But before the pandemic, we had Emma doing. She was in swimming. What else was she doing? I can't even remember, guys. She was at ballet. I think ballet we stopped before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Swimming though, she was doing it. She loved it. Tennis.
Do they enjoy being good at sports? Like when they get better at a sport, do they like that?
Yeah. Emma is like like she has this competitive thing in her.
That's good.
She has it. Like she's like every time we go to the park, they have that game with the ropes there that you climb up, whatever it's called. And she always said, last time we came, with her cousins, he couldn't go up there. Look, I'm going all the way up now. I'm like, okay, yeah. She has that little. The little one doesn't care. The little one just.
It's okay because you could have a very strong self-esteem and not be that competitive.
Like she can stay on the swing for hours. She's like, hey, I'm like, do you want to go to the slide? No, I'm good. I'm like, okay, keep pushing. But no, now she's starting to look at the old one a little bit, and she's trying to mimic her, and she's trying to repeat certain things.
It's also intimidating for her to have an older sibling that does everything great.
Well, great. I mean, I don't think she knows what great is,
They compare it to themselves.
Yeah, they see what the other one is doing, and they're doing like she wants to ride her little bike all the time because Emma's riding her bike, and so there's all these things that she wants to do because she sees the older sister, which is obviously normal. But I don't think that she understands yet, the level of competitiveness or that kind of stuff. So she could be like, oh, but she does it better, and I'm not. Like, I don't think she's there yet.
That's where there for a while. My younger guy, he's discouraged. He's discouraged when my older guy is involved because he knows the older guy's always gonna be better than him because he's older. So he's a little intimidated sometimes. And not that he won't, swing and try to punch him in the face if he annoys him, but when it comes to doing certain things, athletic stuff, competitive stuff, he's got that little insecurity. He doesn't feel he can compete in the same class with his older brother.
Like, I'm happy that they like being outdoors. I'll be honest with you, because I have a huge family and I've seen a lot of kids, and a lot of them, they're like house cats. You know what I mean? So they're in the house. They want to be there. Like you can sense that they're uncomfortable being outdoors, kind of thing, which I don't think is a good thing. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the fact that they like being outside. When like now that the weather is nicer, they always want to be outdoors. They want to be playing. Thankfully, we have the park next door, so they're always out and about running. Emma's been wondering when the pool will be ready. She's like, okay, let's go. Can we get the pool? I'm like, even if the pool are ready now, you can't swim in it, man. It's too cold. No, fix it. I'm like, so I have a feeling it's going to be a good summer. Like, honestly, it's going to be, hopefully the weather's going to collaborate, but it's going to be good. Like, they're at that age where, like, Emma, she's not fully independent, but she does a lot of things on her own. Like, I'm not really worried anymore if she's outside playing and like I don't have to be there. You know, like we're trying it now with Joanna to kind of leave them playing. Like for a good half hour, we'll be in the house. You know, we won't really mind what's going on. You know, the garage door is open, the doors are open, like we can hear, and so we're trying that now. You know, just to let them kind of be by themselves, and they do it. You
Good.
know,
We do that.
yeah,
Too.
yeah. So it's cool. It's cool.
And it's a little bit of that little bit of freedom where you don't have to spend your hours outside just staring at them.
No, but you see it. But when you see it manifested in them, it's like it's exactly that. It's like they want to run and they know that, woohoo, I can just be here unsupervised. I can be free, and they just run out and they just do whatever the hell they want. And I want them to feel like that, man. Like that's how we grew up. You know what I mean? Think about it. You got home, you dropped a school bag, and you spent the day outside in the lanes playing hockey, soccer, running, biking, whatever. Your parents were never there.
But that's the major difference, though, man.
Yeah.
We had that. Our kids don't have that. Well, not all kids have that. Don't forget, it's like kids need to play, but they also need to play with other kids.
Yeah.
Kids playing alone by themselves all the time is not good.
I have an issue there, guys. I got to be honest with you. I find that I'm a little antisocial when it comes to that sort of thing. Like the other day, I took the little one to the park, and there was like this home daycare that I'm not sure where it is. It's probably around here. There was like 5 or 6 kids with one lady. So I know that it's a home daycare because I see them all the time. So they were at the park playing, and I kind of feel bad. I was thinking about it after we came home, and I'm like, why did I do that? So we're there, and I didn't want her being close to the other kids. I'm like, fuck, I don't know who those kids are. I don't know what the fuck they have. You know what I mean? Like this whole pandemic thing has gotten into your brain. She's like, okay, Baba, I want to go play there. I'm like, no, stay here.
Is she near daycare?
She goes 3 days a week.
Oh yeah, it's like it's the same thing. No,
she's not. Well, yeah, daycare, yeah. But see, the
kids at George's daycare are special.
No,
he didn't want them playing with non-special kids.
No, I mean I don't know. That's their bubble. They know the kids. But the other, I mean, I don't know what that daycare is, like a home daycare. Like how do I know what's going on in there? I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, they go through the neighborhood poisoning strange kids they don't know.
But it's funny because I thought about it afterwards. I'm like, why didn't I just let them go play for kids?
Oh man!
And then I had to convince myself, fuck that shit, man. COVID. Do you think I know what those kids are carrying? Stay away. Like super afraid, man. We're all, you know, we've lost our minds. I think, man. This last year, I mean, it's been crazy.
We're adjusting. We're still adjusting.
And it's not over. I really doubt that it's over.
5 years. 5 years of opening and closing. I'm telling you.
I don't know, 5 years.
So, yeah, I'm telling you, 5 years of opening and closing. Until they get the recipe right, you'll see.
Well, look, considering the fact that
we're gonna be getting vaccines next year again. Watch.
Well, that I read an article where it said that every year we're probably gonna have to be getting like a booster shot. But considering the fact that it took half a year, because assuming that by June, well, at least that's what they're saying, that everyone that will have want to be vaccinated could have been vaccinated. So by June. So assuming it took 6 months, let's add another 6 months for everyone to have received their second dose. So it's by the end of this year. And look, the numbers are going down now. I mean, hopefully we'll stay at that level.
So then next winter comes and start all over again.
I just, the scary thing in this situation is not knowing what's going to happen, like after this whole thing is quote unquote over. When I read that article where that health expert was talking about getting it was talking about specifically about Pfizer, where apparently now the 2 doses aren't enough. You need a third one, and quite possibly for every single year going forward, you'll need at least a dose of the Pfizer vaccine. And I'm thinking, fucking pharmaceutical industry, man. You gotta find a way to keep making money. It's just that you have to trust them no matter what, because you don't have the knowledge. You don't know what the hell is going on. They're telling you, yeah, you need the dose. You need the dose every year. And again, I'm not the conspiracy theorist. I'm not like an anti-vaxxer. But when you hear shit like that, it's like, I don't know about you guys, man, but I there's a lot of question marks that come up. It's like, what the hell, dude? Why would I need a vaccine every year? Why? Like, come on,
Yeah, I know, but not like my natural instincts is to think like you. But fuck, man. Look how many diseases they got rid of, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
the math is there to support the logic.
You're gonna do the vaccine?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You think
Are you going to post it on social
You
media?
think I want to be declined at airports and at stadiums when I want to go watch a sporting event? When I want to travel?
Well, that's the other thing that bothers me. Look, that vaccine.
I love vaccine
that you're talking
passports.
about. Come on, man. That's horrible. Honestly, that's I don't know if that's right. But at the same time, look, you want to travel and that's what it takes. You're gonna do it, aren't you? Gonna do it.
What's
Don't you
what's the other solution? Everybody who complains, figure out a better idea. Figure it out. Everybody just complains. Figure out what's better. Go ahead.
I'm just talking
Not
about
you.
in terms of,
I'm not talking about you.
No. I know, but what I'm talking about is just our individual rights, man. It's like, what the hell do you care, man? If I got vaccinated, well, why do I need to prove to you that I've been vaccinated?
No, but nobody said you have to. Just
well, no, because that's where we're headed. Because if they're going to impose the vaccination passport in order for you to go eat at restaurants, go to movies, travel,
I don't think it's going to be for those kind of environments.
Well, that's the whole argument is that how do we kickstart the economy again in the safest manner? And the one solution that seems to be available is that it's the vaccination passport. Greece is already doing it with their tourism. You can't travel to Greece now if you don't have a vaccination passport. You can't.
Yeah, but you're talking about traveling continents here. We're talking about eating at a restaurant in your local.
Well,
neighborhood,
but
it's not gonna go there, man. If most of the population has the shot, then the people that are prone to getting really sick, the odds are the number of possible people getting sick is gonna be smaller. The hospital's gonna handle that too.
I don't know. I've heard it more than once, and I don't like it. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, like if that's what it will take, like I want to be in a plane next year going somewhere in the summer.
Wuhan, everybody in Wuhan within a month, okay, of the outbreak in last year, everybody had the app on their phone and they were scanning and it had all their tests and their test history. So everybody got tested regularly, and everywhere they went, they had to scan in and out, and they would do the tracing thing for contact tracing. And they don't give a shit. They're happy. They're happy to be out of their fucking houses because they were stuck in their houses for 3 months doing nothing. 4 months. Zero. And they're very happy to just scan a stupid little barcode and use the public transport, and it doesn't come back to them. They don't hear about it again.
Yeah. I don't know. I have an issue with that.
I understand. I have the same issue. I see your logic. It's just that at some point, what's the better idea?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. But
Chris, do you have any ideas?
No. I don't.
Chris got vaccinated. He doesn't give a shit, man. Wait, when's your second dose, Chris?
Chris is ready to kiss
July.
In July?
In July, yeah. No, look, man, it's like, no, I agree with you guys. It's like, it's like, where's that middle, comfortable, balanced ground where, I don't know, I know it's experimental. Like no one had a vaccine and then suddenly everyone has a version at the same time. There's a lot of stuff you have to it's good to question. It's good to use your critical thinking. But at the same time, you know what? Yeah, you're part of a rolling system and you're going to do things you don't like. But I agree with you, George, that they cannot start, you cannot force people whenever if you're not 100% sure that this vaccine is perfect, you cannot impose it 100% because then you're responsible. If you say I take full responsibility, then you know what? Everyone has to do it. It's obligatory. We take responsibility. But if you don't know and there's still possibility of death, bad side effects, the science is not 100% yet, how can you force people to do it? How can you have the good conscience to do that? That's what I'm against.
Yeah. Well, here's the tricky part, and especially here in Canada. I don't know how it works in other countries, but you're not forced to take anything.
Well, you are. You're not forced to do it, but if you do want to live life,
exactly. But when they tell you that if you want to travel, you need a vaccination passport.
Yeah, that's just whatever.
You want to go to the restaurant, you need it. If you live in Montreal, you need it.
That's kind of red herring. That's like that's to take the focus outside, like take the issue out of focus. It's not true. They're forcing you to do it. They're just not doing it totally in a direct way.
Indirect.
Yeah, it's indirect. But you know what? Like, we're part of a bigger system. We're part of a bigger society. What are you going to do? You know, I don't believe in anarchy. I don't believe in people just doing whatever they want by themselves. Like, I'm seeing what's happening in Minneapolis and people and burning stations and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I think society there's order in society. There's rules. There's laws.
Well,
but at the same time, it's what?
It's safer to live that way.
Well, yeah. You know, you can't expect the science to get everything right. Science is right until, science is right today. Then tomorrow there's something else. So we go with the flow.
Do you guys look forward to just traveling again?
Yeah.
Like I'm not so sure.
So dying to hop on a plane.
I'm traveling this summer. I'm going somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm going somewhere.
Well, this summer I'm still a bit afraid. I don't know about this summer.
Well, maybe not Italy or Greece, but I don't know. The U.S. I'm definitely gonna go. Maybe Florida or something.
You want to go
Florida?
to Italy or
Florida
Greece?
People are partying, guys.
You want to go to Italy or Greece?
No, I'm saying I would want to go to Greece or Cyprus or this year. We're planning on Barcelona, Greece, maybe Cyprus, and maybe or England.
Don't go to Cyprus in the summer, dude.
Well, that's not happening. But now maybe the U.S.
The U.S.
maybe
is
somewhere in the U.S. Florida.
Somewhere there's no reds.
I just don't trust the situation yet to be next to people. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
There's an adjustment period.
But for sure next year. Maybe, who knows? Maybe if things are okay, maybe during the Christmas break, go down south somewhere. But yeah, man, I need to get the hell out of here.
We need a little break.
I'm so grateful I took a vacation right before.
It's true.
When?
Right before 6 months before I was in Greece.
Oh yeah.
7 months before the lockdown. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've gone to Greece in 2019.
Yeah.
That's right.
So grateful. I almost didn't take that trip. I'm so grateful.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take that trip. I was supposed to, but I didn't.
We were very close to traveling last year. Last summer we were very close. Like we were actually thinking about it, considering it.
During the whole COVID?
No, in the beginning of the year we're thinking, okay, summertime, yeah. And then
and then
thankfully we hadn't bought any tickets yet because
and then ...
But yeah, see, this situation now is going to, like, at least for me, I don't know about you, I'm gonna be so like worried about where I am and who's with me, and someone coughed. What the hell's going on, right? Like that, we've come to that point. It's like you cough in public, everyone's turning around to look. Like, what's going on? Is he far away from me? Is he at least 2 meters?
We got some dust in our nose. We need to sneeze. We go hide under a bridge somewhere.
Yeah. You gotta go do it for yourself somewhere. God, man. Yeah. No, it's frustrating.
Talking about self-esteem, how are these kids gonna cope with shit moving forward, man? These older kids, these teenagers.
Oh, Gerasimos out, man. He's out every day.
I know, but the older kids is different. When you're a teenager, you don't care about playing ball. You want to socialize. It's all about socializing.
Oh, they're doing it anyway. A lot of kids are doing it. Yeah. A lot of kids don't have the need to do it because they're doing it like on video, like social media.
Oh, yeah.
But the ones that want to do it, they're out doing it. Like I see people.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Keep your distance, and you could go see somebody at the park, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got.
Well, you are literally allowed to do it.
Yeah, of course. And I think the curfew is going to as of Monday. It's 9:30. Is that it?
Back at 9:30 as of next week.
We're treated like babies. It's like, oh, you're not going to get the full 3 hours. You were at 8 now. Like, we'll give you an hour and a half extra. That's the worst. That's the worst. Grown men and we have curfews.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking curfews.
How's that for our self-esteem?
Because the government decided that's what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I know, but the results are there. Unfortunately for that.
I'm not so sure the results are linked to the curfew, man. I'm not so sure.
No way.
I don't know, man.
Well, look, you can isolate it and you figure this out. We could talk about vaccines and say how they're effective, great. And then once you isolate the vaccine issue, then you see that the curfew is irrelevant. But if you isolate the curfew, you realize that it's useless. It's totally useless. You know, it's useless. The curfew was the stupidest thing ever done.
Because think about it, George. During the day, you can go to the mall and there's hundreds of people. Nobody's at the door. Nobody's controlling
Exactly.
the quantity of people going in.
I don't think it was the point of the curfew wasn't to stop you from shopping. It was the people that were sneaking into hanging out and partying, and you know.
Yeah, but they're still doing it though. The ones that want to go, they still do it though, George.
Yeah.
No, but what's worse? Like the 6 people that are gonna sneak at somebody's house, right? Or all day at Walmart, 400 people around you. It doesn't make any sense. And I understand Walmart is a business, and the party is not. It's a private party. But you know what? The people are gonna want to do it.
I think in Walmart, people are gonna follow the restrictions better than at a private party in the middle of the night.
But it's a private party. It's the middle of the night. The government has nothing to do with that private party.
And when they were testing people positive, they were doing the tracing. They were realizing it was always going back to these private gatherings, closed quarters, people that were not following the distancing and the mask and all that. This is what it is, man. It made a big difference.
Did you guys see that story out of Spain? Did like they tested out a concert. They had 5,000 people in a concert I think it was in Barcelona. And everyone was obliged to wear a mask, but it was like a normal concert. It was like just you're gonna be there, and then they tested everyone afterwards. Only 6 had tested positive, and of those 6, 4 of them were not linked to anything having to do with the concert. They had it from they traced it to something else, you know. So 2 only somehow managed to get it at the concert out of 5,000 people.
Are you saying that we're being kept apart pointlessly, or are you saying that the mask works? Which one is it? Is it the mask working? What is it?
I don't know.
I think the mask works. I think that the distancing works. I think the curfews are stupid.
They are stupid. I mean,
it's simple. Because if the mask works and the distancing works, great. Then you don't need the mask. I mean, sorry, you don't need the curfew.
You need the curfew.
Yeah.
If the curfew works and then there's no evidence for it, then why are you putting it at 9:30 now?
No, but if the curfew would work.
No, but look, if the curfew worked, right? All you have to do is say the curfew works. So the curfew works, but now you have an hour and a half extra. Like, it's weird. It's just stupid. Guys, it's a weird thing.
If the curfew worked, we would have locked everyone in for like 2-3 months. You cannot get out of your house like they did in whatever. So many cities around the world. It's like you're on lockdown, full lockdown. You do not leave your house. Curfew, like every day, all day curfew. You know what I mean?
That's not a curfew. That's total lockdown.
Yeah, but I mean, if you knew that that's what it took, then do that and get the situation under control.
How are you gonna know if you don't try it?
Or put it to midnight.
Everybody's doing it first, man. 11, I would have been happy. I would have 9, 8, and 9:30 is not.
You know why I'm against it, and I call it very, very stupid. Because first of all, it's an infringement of rights, and I'm a big believer of rights. And once you start stepping on these toes, then you're done. But I kind of have the feeling that the conversation is like this. It's a round table. It's a bunch of people that have no idea what they're doing. And they're like, hey, what time do you think? 8? No, I think 8:30. How about 9? 7? No, 7's too early.
You're right.
Midnight?
You're right. What's the science?
Yeah, and it just comes. These hours come out of nowhere. It's like, oh, it's summer now. Maybe 9:30. You know, the sun is not. It's stupid conversation like that, and then they all agree on like 9:30. Let's do that. And then some idiot shows up and tells you have a curfew till 9:30. That's what I'm against. This is not doctors talking. This is not people talking about the efficacy or the effectiveness or efficiency of a specific program. This is people going like, yeah, 9:15. Like if I hear,
all in favor of 8.
Yeah, there you go. Like guys, this is crazy. If next month you hear 9:45, they don't go 10. It's 9:45. I just find it's crazy, man. And people like they accept it. They're okay with that. How can you be okay with that?
They're not okay with it. I think they like the idea that it's going to slowly open. That's what they're liking.
No,
they don't like the state of
and I understand if people or the government's taking drastic measures because no one wants a death. Even one death is too many. I get that, right? And it's hard to isolate the target group. And there's I get that. It's very hard. It's a very difficult task. But at the same time, don't make it stupid. Don't give me 9:30 now, and then we'll see. We'll see in June if it's 11 or 9:45. Don't do that.
Look, you're right. These magical times that are coming up in the board of 6 people or whatever. How many people sit down to make these decisions? But I mean, it worked.
I don't think it does.
It did.
Because there's countries that have way better numbers, and they didn't apply the curfew at all.
George, let me tell you something.
We have the weather. We're always closed in.
Listen.
We're always closed
Every
in.
time, look at what happened recently with Quebec City, Gatineau, and Lévis. There, where it got out of hand, and they brought the curfew back to 8, and like partial lockdown. Non-essential services and businesses were closed, and then suddenly the numbers are good, obviously, because everything else is closed. Like except for essential services, everything is closed, and you have to be indoors by 8. So I'm not so sure it's the curfew. Like everything else is closed. No, of course things are getting better.
The curfew is because people can't move secretly. You can be spotted. It's about catching them.
Yeah, but when you're saying that it worked, we don't know if it's the curfew that made it work or if it's the fact that everything else was closed to begin with. So you're not going out anyway.
They didn't close everything when they started the curfew.
I'm talking about now. Like
forget now. When they instilled the curfew, there was immediate results, man. That's why it's still there.
The curfew came after. The curfew came after everything else was on lockdown. So,
dude, we've had a curfew for 3 months.
Yeah, but exactly.
Yeah, but it came late. It came late in the formula.
Before that, like non-essential businesses were closed. Like all these things were happening, and then the curfew happened. And what the numbers got better. How do you know it's the curfew and it's not the fact that everything else is closed?
They weren't closed. Like, I mean, there isn't more open now. You still can't cut your hair. You can't eat at a restaurant.
No, exactly. You can cut your hair.
They're open those again?
Yeah. It's just restaurants and gyms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I remember when they first came up with this curfew, there was immediate numbers. It showed right away there was an immediate result. And that's why they haven't lifted.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, me too. Debatable. Look, we could debate it, but I just find it's. You know what? I'll even go extreme. Even if it does show that somehow it works, you still can't do that. That one it's off limits.
Yeah, I know. It's more like
you don't belong to anybody.
Yeah, catch me and catch me and fucking give me a fine. Do your part instead of fucking closing down a whole society.
You guys aren't very much online, but there was a video that circulated. I think it was early this week. It was from security cameras downtown Montreal. So these 2 guys are walking on the sidewalk. Obviously, it was after curfew for sure. It was after. So there's a cop car that pulls next to them, so they don't realize it, right? So the cop car pulls up. They're walking. At some point, the cop the door opens. The cop comes out. That's when they realize, and they start running. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, the cop's gonna get back in his car and drive off. Doesn't the guy start chasing the
horror?
It was like this chase, and then but then you have different angles of cameras all over the city following these kids running everywhere, and then there's another cop car. Like, what the hell? You're chasing people, man. Where are we? What the fuck is going on here? And I started laughing. I'm like, look at this shit. They're running after 2 kids. Like, okay, they got scared, dude. You scared them.
I'm pretty sure all of our parents. I'm not sure why you got your parents left Greece, but I'm pretty sure it was because of the junta. I'm pretty sure because it was because of shit like this.
Yeah.
It's like other people have left countries for this stuff. And this is like obviously the West represents freedom.
Yeah.
You don't do that, man. I'm telling you, you just don't do that. Even if it look, how stupid is this? Yeah, we tried the curfew and we saw 4% better numbers.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, look, you're the cop. Okay, you see 2 kids walking.
Oh, you do your job. If you're a cop, you do your job.
Yeah. But
which is another stupid thing to say. I'm just doing my job.
No, but like even if that's my job, okay, you pull up, the kids start running. Honestly, you think I'm gonna run after them to do what? To prove what? I caught them. Yeah.
Give them a fine.
Ego.
What?
Give them a fine. It's ego. It's ego. It's a sense of accomplishment. Ego. A power trip. It's a power trip as well.
It's absolutely ego. He wants to dominate them and show them who the dominator is. and look at the tools I have in I have a badge that tells me I'm allowed to do all these things to you.
We have to be careful with these things.
You better bow to my badge. It's just I got a big gun and a small dick. That's what it is.
I honestly thought people were gonna really rebel against the curfew.
It's coming.
I thought it would be more. Like I thought there would be fires.
But didn't you see the
You know what? You go to countries where people are actually starving because of all the lockdowns. You'll see riots. Over here, everybody's healthy.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No, but
we haven't been pushed to that extreme.
Look, me too. I'm against it, but you know what? Like, yeah, I am hypocritical because I haven't done anything about it either, and I wouldn't. Like, I don't believe in violence either.
Life isn't bad yet.
Well, yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's like, why are we? Why? The question is to the people deciding this. Why are you doing that?
But I think people are starting slowly to reach their limit. Look, a couple of weeks ago, there was that demonstration that happened at the old port. Unfortunately, within those people that were there just to, express their disappointment or their dissatisfaction, you have a bunch of idiots that broke everything down there.
Yeah.
As if these guys needed that, right? Like their business has been closed for a year and a half, and then they have to deal with this shit. And there's another one coming, I think, this weekend or next weekend. I'm not sure exactly when, but they're organizing another one. And you know that, right? Like demonstrations like this attract the dumb idiots, man. And you know that they're gonna break things, they're gonna light up things on fire.
Unfortunately, the other ones that are being civil about it look bad because these guys
always.
I'm not sure how civil they are because I saw the clips, man. There were thousands of people. It wasn't like a group of 20.
I know, but you could be thousands of civil people and 6 assholes.
Yeah.
That pick a fight with the cops, and the cops have to move on everybody.
Yeah, don't forget, a lot of people. It's like it's like, okay, where's the next protest? I'm showing up, and I'm causing mayhem. It's not people that are necessarily. First of all, it's not necessarily people that even agree with you. Yeah, it's just it's anarchists. It's anti-establishment for whatever reason.
No, it doesn't work for me. I have kids to raise, so
and they obviously ruin it for everyone else, and that happens in all the protests. Yeah. But people have the right to protest. People have that right, and they should. But you know what?
They're going to throw us a bone for the summer. We're going to have some socializing. We're going to have some outings. We're going to have some laughs, some this and that. It's going to calm us down, and they're going to start bringing up the restrictions in the fall. And so it's going to be like that.
I think, guys, it's going to go better from here on. I mean, look, like I told you, I read somewhere that we're over 30% vaccinated, at least the first dose. Like I think we're 33 or 34%. Like it's going well.
33% of the population?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
No. Well, that's what it is. So
you're saying that this is in Canada or Quebec?
Quebec.
So you're saying that I don't know, about 2.5 million people are vaccinated?
Yeah, at least the first dose. That's what I read. We're over 30%.
Because we're like 36 billion, right? Are you talking about Quebec or are you talking about
Quebec? Quebec. We're about 7.
Oh, this is Quebec. I'm about Quebec. So 8 million.
So with 2.5 to 3 million.
8 million, and until last week, you didn't have anybody under 50 being vaccinated.
Yeah, no, but keep in mind, not everyone's getting the vaccine. The vaccine.
No, I understand, right? But what I'm saying is, like, if all the people under 50 haven't been vaccinated yet, and you have 33% of the population, it's a big number.
It is.
It's a big number. Meaning what? You have that many people over 50.
Look, I'll tell you exactly. I'm actually looking at it now.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's a very high number.
It is.
I thought it'd be less.
No.
Or is it 33% of the people that are eligible?
There you go. That's what I was thinking. 33% of people that have to.
That's different. Then that makes sense. But 33% of the population, I don't think so.
I don't think the country has administered that many.
Especially when, like, I don't know, maybe 30%, 40% is young kids. It's a lot of young kids.
Right.
So you can't, I don't know, look at it, but I doubt it's 33% of the population. It's probably 33% of the people that are eligible.
Or 33% of the people that are high risk.
Or that, yeah. Anyway, look, I hope it gets better.
I miss hanging out with you guys, man. I miss fucking inviting you over for a fucking steak.
That's what
we're gonna have a barbecue, guys. I started.
But that's what I was doing.
I started.
Yeah.
I bought 6 boxes of sangria.
I'm keeping him cold. No, that's what I was just about to say. I mean, I just look forward to having people over again, man. You know.
Yeah.
And I will too, honestly. Like, let's, if hopefully if we get a good summer, I mean, we have more than enough space here to be safe, man. The kids can.
Well, okay, what do you guys? Okay, there's two situations I saw today.
We could do it. We could do it at a park right now. We don't have to go.
We could, of course, but that's what I want to say. I want to know what you guys think of the situation. I saw it today, so it reminded me of it. But I see it every day. I want you guys to comment on people that drive by themselves with masks in the car.
Yeah.
And people that are like by themselves in the park or on trees with a mask on. I want to know what you guys think.
Now, the guy in the car by himself, it's happened to me because as I leave the place, like I wear my mask for 15 hours a day sometimes, so I forget it's even there.
Okay, so that's a possibility.
So today I drove off from the store and I put my stuff in the car. I got into my car. I drove. 3-4 lights later, I'm like, well, this thing's still on. So maybe you saw someone like me, and you were pointing the finger and laughing. I look like an idiot.
I wasn't laughing. I don't think.
I'm just saying.
I don't think they're an idiot. I just want to understand.
Now, the person at the park who's wearing the mask, he's surrounded by trees. He's afraid to make people who might be afraid of the disease uncomfortable. So he's wearing it for them not to feel unsafe.
Yeah.
I think we've reached the point.
What I don't like is people who think that they wear the mask to protect themselves. They don't understand what it's there for. Yeah. The mask doesn't protect you. It prevents you spraying shit in the air. When you sneeze, cough, and talk, that vapor doesn't go in the air. It doesn't prevent it from coming into you because it comes in from the sides.
But let me ask you, this is a regular car because, or like a taxi or...
No, it's a regular car.
It's somebody driving by himself. He's driving...
Actually, you know what? I drove today. I hadn't driven for a long time. Okay, so I drove today from here to Laval, Mille somewhere.
Remember, the right pedal is for gas and the left for brake.
And I was driving for about 45 minutes, and I was like taking it in. Right, I hadn't been out for a long time, so I'm observing.
Did you sing?
Yeah, I was singing, radio, everything, going crazy. Yeah, everything. Like it was my time. I had a moment. You know?
Exactly.
I had a fucking moment. This was my time. I felt good. I felt alive. But then I'm going like this. I'm turning. I'm like, what the fuck? There's a guy with the mask on in his car, all windows closed. I'm like, okay. And then like a few minutes later, another woman like this, all scared like this. She was scared in the car with a mask on, but scared. And I just don't know what to do with that.
What if? And then another thing is if you're using a vehicle from your employer that other people use as well, technically they want you wearing a mask when you're using it.
I read in the beginning when this whole mask thing became a thing that people who work in a field or an industry where you're required to wear the mask all the time, they were recommending that you leave the mask on at all times because playing around with the mask, you could, I mean, what if you walk somewhere and like it's,
Okay, there you go. That's all I wanted. I wanted the explanation. That's the explanation.
But maybe not. I mean, maybe, I'm assuming that this is what these people are. But what if they're not? Then that obviously would be very weird.
But the best thing I saw, I'm saving this one for last. There was a guy, and this is not to mock him. This is actually brilliant, but it was funny. I know the guy was joking, but he had one mask here, one mask under, and it would open every time he ate. So every time you like picture a mask here and a mask here, and it would just you look like Pac-Man.
He was a master scammer, man.
Oh man,
he knew how to fake it.
Yeah, no, I died, man.
Oh my god,
he looked like Pac-Man.
Did you see this at Athena Park or something?
No, I saw this where I was going at the place. I don't want to mention the place.
You would imagine it would probably be there.
Like I'm about to leave, like I did what I had to do. I did my inspection, and then I'm about to leave, and I see a guy eating, and it's like Pac-Man, 2 masks open like this. Oh man.
It's pretty clever.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it.
Because you look like you're doing it, but you're not actually doing it.
Yeah. So when his mouth is closed, it looks like a mask, and then he opens it. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to become a trend. I'm sure. This guy's going to show another 5 people. 5 people are going to show 5 people. It's like network marketing. You know what? In about a week, you're going to have people like looking like Pac-Man
with 2 masks.
With 2 masks on.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up. To everyone watching or listening, there is this contest that I came across where they are awarding the best podcast hosted by dads or created for dads. Head on over and vote for us. We'd really appreciate it. I mean, I don't know what the chances are that we win, but I'm going to put the link in the description. So go ahead. If you're listening to this on the audio platforms, it's podcastmagazine.com/dads. Podcastmagazine.com/dads. It takes literally 3 seconds.
3 minutes, nobody's doing it.
Nobody's going. It takes literally 3 seconds. You go there, you type in just as dads, and you send it in, and you can vote every single day. So it's not a one-time thing. You can just vote every single day. I'm not so sure the date, the deadline. I really don't know. I just saw this online. Obviously, it's from Podcast Magazine, which is a very popular magazine in the podcast world. So it's pretty cool. If you guys want to help us out, go there and vote for us. Follow us, subscribe on all the social media platforms, all the audio platforms. Thank you once again for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you all on the next episode. Ciao, boys.
Awesome. Bye.